This time on Road and Race, how much power can you squeeze out of a Boxster S?
So today I'm driving to Surrey. Why, you say? Well, a few episodes ago I did a video on the theory behind 5 ways to increase the horsepower of your car. Now, whilst I intended to do these 5 modifications to my Boxster, I haven't quite got round to doing it. Luckily, a viewer called Richard got in touch and said that he had done all of them but one. So today I'm driving down to where he lives. I'm going to check out what he's done to his Boxster, and I will then help him with the last modification. Richard has asked if he could not be shown on camera, which is fair enough. This video will be the first in 3. So today we're going to go through the mods. The second video will be us fitting the last mod, and the third video will be a final visit to the rolling road to see what final horsepower figures we get.
This is the 2003 model Porsche Boxster S, finished in lapis blue. From the factory, the car produced 260 horsepower and 229 foot-pounds of torque. As standard, came with a glass rear window and larger spoiler. This one has the bigger 18-inch Carrera wheels, upgraded clear electronic headlights, optional side skirts, and the sportier M030 suspension kit. So we'll start at the back of the car. This is the sports exhaust on the car, Richard, is it?
Yes, it is, yes.
Do you know what brand it is at all?
I don't know what brand it is. It was put on about 9 years ago by the previous owner, who spent approximately about £1,500 on it. So it was not a small investment.
No. Have you driven a Boxster with the standard exhaust?
No, I haven't actually, no.
Okay. So you don't know how this compares.
This is the first one that I ever drove and bought, so no.
Okay. And you've got the stats from the dyno, because you took this car to the dyno.
The first run, it put out 265 bhp estimated. The other thing to mention here is that the previous owner had a remap put on the car, but at the moment we don't really know where that stands.
Okay. Do you like the sound of the exhaust?
Yes, I do. It's certainly more aggressive. It does attract a bit more attention. Again, without having driven the original stock exhaust, I don't know.
So this is the second modification that you made to the car, was it? This is the 987 airbox install.
Yeah, larger throttle body and plenum from a 996 Carrera.
Oh, you did that as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the
74mm intake versus the older 68, I believe it was. I retained the NAF housing and just had to do some modifications on the tubing. There's a 80mm alloy tube going from the
just here, yeah.
Yeah, and then a U-bend.
Regards to the air filter, was that quite easy?
No, it was a pig of a job actually. You had to physically take off the inlet manifold on the left, which is much harder than I thought it was going to be. Putting it back was a bit daunting. I got everything back where I should do. The throttle body and plenum was relatively straightforward and quite quick. That was done about a month before, okay. And then I bought the airbox and was waiting for a suitably quiet weekend to do that. The old one got ripped and torn out, not in one piece, probably about 15 pieces, and how I got the other one in, the new one in, was a bit of a miracle really, but it involves bending some of the lip around the catch just to get it in there, but there's 3 bolts that hold the previous airbox, 2 at the top and then 1 at the bottom, so the car had to be jacked up and I had to take the bolt out from the other from the bottom, but luckily enough the new airbox has the same 3 mounting bracket, so it was just basically a straight swap in, swap out from that point of view.
Did you notice any differences when you did the throttle body?
Throttle body, yeah, the car did have more purpose. It felt the sound of it was slightly more aggressive, and yeah, in the upper rev range it did seem to go better, seemed less restrictive, and the same thing again with the airbox. Probably more of a noticeable difference with the airbox, coupled with the sound.
The sound improves.
The sound, yeah, I think, yeah, definitely more of a roar.
How long did each of them take you?
Probably, I would say the throttle body and the plenum was probably set aside 3.5, 4 hours.
Okay, so
The airbox I did over the course of a weekend, so maybe 3 hours on a Friday, 5 hours on a Saturday, and probably another 5 hours on the Saturday. I mean,
that's a long time.
it is a while, yeah.
And you've taken it to a rolling road since, have you?
Yeah, it's gone. It went back after the throttle body and the airbox went in, and 10 brake horsepower increase, but with it running rich.
So I think it's more.
Yeah, that power was all at the top end, so I think hopefully with the remap, yes, we'll see a bit more of an increase, possibly up to another 10. But I'm really looking for torque throughout the rev range. But yeah, ever since the mods here, the car is running rich. So it was running perfectly prior to this. So it does need to be remapped. Yeah, the fueling needs to be recalibrated, and I think that's a consideration if you want to do this. There are possibly some tweaking that you need to do afterwards to kind of optimise the hardware that you're putting in.
Fitting a sports exhaust brought the horsepower up from 260 to 265 and torque up from 229 to 235 foot-pounds. This is quite a small improvement, so it's probable that there is restriction taking in air. Here we can see the horsepower is up from 265 to 274, and so is torque, but it's purely at the top end past 5,500 RPM. Torque actually falls slightly at around 3,000 RPM. If we look at the chart with the air to fuel mix, then you'll see the car is now running too rich, at about 12 to 1 ratio, instead of nearer 13 or 14 to 1. At this stage we think the previous remap may be causing this. Best guess, if this could be sorted out, there may be another 10 horsepower to be gained. Next time on Road and Race, will fitting an underdrive pulley give you 5 extra horsepower? We fit one, then take it to the rolling road to find out for ourselves. If you've liked this episode, please subscribe and hit the like button, as it really helps me make more shows. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave a comment and I reply to everyone. If you want to follow me on social media, the links are in the description box. Thanks for watching.